I found an Azorius Scepter Control / lock list that I really liked, and I figured maybe it's time for a change of pace. So I've been playing a lot of Lantern Control lately. It is my main deck, my spouse, if you will, my husband. But as every good spouse does, Lantern Control will occasionally allow me to go out and date other people, as long as I come back and tell them how bad they were and all the other people were in bed. So we've got one of the flings here. This is Scepter Control. This is more or less a list that I found on MTG Top 8 that I played with a little bit, made a couple of very small changes to, and really liked the play patterns of, actually. So it's big control. It's blue-white control. We've got removal, we've got counter spells, we've got card advantage, and we've got sweepers. And maybe eventually we'll win the game by attacking with a Solitude 20 times or something. So it's got, you know, Supreme Verdict and Wrath of the Skies as your sweepers. It's got Consult the Star Charts and Narset Parter of Veils as your card advantage. It has a couple of different locks in the build, actually, which is why I was attracted to this particular type of deck. So the first lock, which is less useful against aggressive strategies, I suppose. We've got the Narset Parter of Veils, which is a good card in and of itself. And that, paired with Day's Undoing, allows me to draw a fresh grip and allows my opponent to draw one card. So, you know, you pass the turn when the spell resolves, and you pass to your opponent, and your opponent draws for turn. They've got 2 cards in hand. Maybe you just got done wiping the board, and now you are up a lot of cards, and your opponent is not up a lot of cards. Against more aggressive strategies, we've got a traditional Isochron Scepter lock. So this is a very classic card. I've been trying to work with Isochron Scepter for a long time now, especially since Modern Horizons 3 gave us Orim's Chant. So target player can't cast spells this turn. If it was kicked, then creatures can't attack this turn. If you put people underneath a Scepter Chant lock, that means that for the rest of the game, they can't cast sorceries, and they can't attack with their creatures. So there are ways around this, of course, things like Boseiju Who Endures, for example. And if you don't have Teferi Time Raveler down, then your opponent can just cast an instant speed removal spell. But it's still a pretty effective strategy against a lot of, non-Boseiju decks, I suppose. In the sideboard, we've got 4 Consigned Memories for Tron, Eldrazi, stuff like that. The High Noon, which I really appreciate. I have watched Bosch and Roll play with High Noon in Legacy, and it really does reward control decks, because the control decks will get a spell during their own turn, but they'll also get a spell during their opponent's turn, which is usually going to be some sort of counter spell. So you just cast your card advantage on your turn, you cast your counter spell on their turn, and you basically get 2 spells per turn cycle where your opponent might only get 1. We've also got an additional Isochron Scepter in the side for funsies, some Mystical Disputes for those pesky blue decks, and Surgical Extraction for the graveyard decks. I'd imagine we'd be bringing this in against Reanimator and stuff like that. This is a Kahira the Orphan Guard companion deck. You'll notice that the only creatures in this entire build are 4 Solitude and 1 Subtlety. Kahira will allow us to take advantage of this by giving us an additional 8th card in our hand basically every single game. Now, my practice has told me that Kahira hasn't been particularly impactful, but perhaps that's just how I'm using her. We'll see what happens. All right, I'll go ahead and spin up a league, and I'll be back with round 1. We have started round 1 versus ClementeMastroianni. Clemente, let's say that. I would be on the play. I'm going to have to reveal my companion here, something I'm still getting used to. And this is a 1-lander. We don't keep these. 4 lands. I've got a counter spell. I've got removal. I've got Orim's Chant. It's not a particularly strong hand, I think. And there's a good chance that I just start with Hedge Maze tapped here. I think I'm going to keep it, though, and I will bottom the Marsh Flats. Yes, Maze, today I am playing card advantage. I gotta admit, it's kind of nice not relying on artifacts all of the time. I think I actually will keep this. Otawara into... Is this Affinity? It is Affinity. All right, so they're gonna just dump their hand out now. That's it, huh? Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play this Meticulous Archive. I am looking pretty hard for a Wrath of the Skies. One of the changes that I made to this list is I took out the second Days Undoing and I replaced it with a third Wrath of the Skies. I found a Supreme Verdict on top of my deck, so I'm just going to keep that instead. It'll be fine. It's good enough. My opponent will Thoughtcast here. And this Spell Snare is kind of just rotting in my hand, isn't it? Looks like I'm about to get Kappaed. Oh, I didn't get Kappaed. Okay. They're attacking. Yeah, that's fine. Are they going to pop Mishra's Bauble targeting me here? They're not. Well, that's a pretty big win for me, actually. Let's go ahead and play out a Flooded Strand here. And I don't think I'm going to chant them. I kind of want them to play out their Kappa Cannoneer. I got a bad feeling that they have one. It's a Thought Monitor. That's just going to get swept up in my Supreme Verdict here in a minute. That's an Urza Saga. Oof. Now I'm kind of looking for a Wrath of the Skies. All right. These fetch lands, finding the Surveil lands, really helping my consistency here. Grab that second Meticulous Archive. And Maze, that's a pretty good idea. I probably will transition to a Esper list at some point. You'll notice that this build has Hedge Maze and Steam Vents. That's to enable Prismatic Ending for larger numbers. I don't want an Orm's Chant right now. That is a Teferi Time Raveler. I think I will just use that to bounce their Urza Saga and draw a card. They are rebuking that. Okay. Yeah, that's reasonable, I think. And I think there's a good chance that I just die to this Urza Saga. Although a well-timed Orm's Chant would allow me to sweep up the constructs in a Supreme Verdict. That timing on that construct is going to happen next turn, so I need to remember to keep that up. They chose to fire off a Thoughtcast. They must have another land in order to do that. Or maybe they just got greedy. I feel like activating Urza Saga would be very important here. Giant Craft Helm, huh? This is Doc Ock's Tentacles. Whenever a creature you control with mana value 5 or greater enters, you may attach this equipment to it. Gets +4/+4. I'm about to get Kappaed, right? No, that's red. For Pinnacle Emissary. Could very well still get Kappaed here. Here it is. Yep, I was just waiting for that. Just wanted that Kappa to come down so that I could boop it with the Supreme Verdict. All right, let's go ahead and Wrath their board. Wrath number 1 looks much cleaner now. I'd still like to follow this up with the Wrath of the Skies if at all possible. I think I'm going to Prismatic End their Urza Saga token, and then if I draw a land, I will cast Narset. I'd imagine that they would be getting a Lava Spur Boots off of this Urza Saga, so that token's going to have Ward 1. Yeah, here they go. Firebluff Canal from hand, and they still do have double Pinnacle Emissary in the side, in their Warp Zone, ready to go. So we're not out of the woods yet here. Memory Guardian, huh? I think they might be trying to kill me now. They're putting me to 3. That is an uncomfortably low life total. Consult the star charts, huh? I think I will fire that off. I'm not going to fire it off now. I'm going to wait a turn. I think I do need to chant them now, though. And hope that their last card in hand isn't another counterspell. There we go. They're going to see what I draw here. And they've got nothing else to do. They can shuffle around their Lava Spur Boots. That's fine. I'm just going to cast this. That's really interesting. I think I'm going to take the Mystic Gate. I could Prismatic Ending the Giant Craft Helm, but at this point, I don't really think that's worth it. This thing still has 3 power without that, and I'm low enough to where I just need some help. I don't think I'm going to win this game. This Narset would have needed to find a Solitude, and I don't have the ability to find Solitude off of Narset. What now? I Prismatic Ending this. I can't Prismatic Ending this. Even if I Prismatic Ending the Giant Craft Helm, I still take 3 and die. I think that's good enough for a concession. All right, my opponent gets game 1. Even through a Wrath, that's just how resilient Affinity is. Okay, so I've got what tools in my sideboard to combat this? Well, first off, I want to take stuff out of the deck. Scepter is fine, but Spell Snare is really, really bad. I don't think I want Days Undoing. This opponent is going to be emptying their hand fairly quickly. Force of Negation, I'm not so convinced that I want to keep. I could get rid of it. I could keep it. I'm not sure. Supreme Verdicts, Wrath of the Skies, Prismatic Endings, Solitudes. Those things I'll stay in. I think Lorien Revealed will stay in. So this is making room for what? Consigned to Memories? If I want to bring in all 4, then what is the 4th thing that I need to side out? I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to bring in 3. I could side out a Force of Negation. Now that I think about it, what non-creature spells do they have that I care about? Exactly Thoughtcast, right? All right, that's fine. I'll take out a Force of Negation. I'll bring in an additional Consign. Ooh, Mystical Dispute is actually really interesting because this hits Kappas, this hits Pinnacle Emissaries. This hits a lot of stuff that I care about, actually. I think I will want to bring these in. I'm going to take out the other Force of Negation, and then what? I might take out a Subtlety, but that's really my only answer to Kappa. I'm not sure. I don't have enough experience with this deck to know what to decide out here. Maybe I'm going too hard on Consigned Memories. This is really good against Urza Saga specifically, but a lot of their stuff is just not colorless. I think I'm going to take out 2 Consigns. All right, let's try this. My opponent taking longer to sideboard than I am, which is really interesting. Yeah, they went down all the way to 20 seconds. All right, lands and spells, lands and spells. Ugh. Do I trust in the Singleton Flooded Strand here? If I don't find another land, it's just game over, and I won't have time to cast these Wrath of the Skies. I'm gonna mulligan. Dude, this deck has 24 lands in it. Where are the lands at? I'm gonna keep this. I'm going to bottom an Orm's Chant. This feels terrible. Maybe I should have trusted in the Meticulous Archive to find me another land. That would have been what? Roughly 1 in 4 chance that I whiff? But that hand needed a lot more than just that. All right. Mistrais Village is down. Notably, I'm operating without white right now. Pretty badly need white. That's not white. All right. Narset finding Lorien Revealed would help me out a lot here. Instead, I find Counterspell, Orm's Chant, Prismatic Ending. Well, I don't have white. I have Solitudes in hand. I think I'm just going to take the Counterspell. My opponent's on a much slower hand. Wrath of the Skies would have actually been really good here. That first hand, if I had found the land for it, would have been very nice. I think they're about to pop off. Oh, they're just Blood Mooning me. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty terrible. That's pretty terrible. I think I'm going to take Teferi. And I'm just going to die to this Urza Saga. Basic Plains. Love to see it. Just rips straight off the top. I guess I should have put Kahira to hand. Although my hand's full anyway, right? Okay, so now I just need to rip Basic Plains again into Wrath of the Skies. And then I'll be okay. That's not Basic Plains. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting not keeping that other hand. All right, well, it's Solitude time. Don't even get to keep it. Yeah, my opponent's just going nuts here. They've cast a Thoughtcast. This Urza Saga that's just sticking around forever. That's really interesting. Yeah, they're just, they're going ham, mate. They're doing the thing. And yeah, I know I'm not doing this in the correct way that lets them gain as little life as possible. I'm just not sure how much that matters right now. Hedge Maze, huh? Okay. Yeah, they know what they're doing. I would need to draw exactly Basic Island this next turn. And then I would need to draw into Basic Plains into Wrath of the Skies in order to get out of this. It's not impossible. Yeah, that's game. All right, well, that's what happens when you mull down to 6 and keep a 2-lander and get tempoed by a Blood Moon, I suppose. I could have chosen to not slam the Narset Pardar of Veils, but if I hadn't slammed Narset, then I wouldn't have had an answer to this Blood Moon anyway, since Narset found me the counterspell. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I really could have played that better. It just kind of felt like I mulled to a 2-land hand and died. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it too much. On to round 2. I hope you're enjoying the video. If you like watching my particular style of content, consider subscribing so you can get notified of my videos and live streams. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, I am on the play again in round 2 versus Mormugil. Go ahead and reveal our companion here. This hand has lands and spells in it. I'll keep it. It could use a 3rd land, and a 4th, and a 5th, and a 6th eventually. But for now, I think it's fine. Go ahead and masquerade as a... Oh wait, no, I can't masquerade as bad Boros energy because I revealed Kahira. My opponent is just good Boros energy, probably. Okay, Meticulous Archive, I think is fine. Yeah, I think I'm going to want to try to build up towards double white. And yes, I will keep that Monumental Henge. I'm not going to play it out right now, but I want to hold it up. It feels very strange not being able to interact with people's surveil lands anymore. They plotted a Slick Shot Show Off. Okay. Do I want to just get Hedge Maze here? No, I still want Meticulous Archive. I will keep that land. And I think I'm just going to play Monumental Henge and pass. Plot on Slickshot Show Off is very nice. Lets them untap with all their mana. And I think I'm just going to slurp all this up in a Supreme Verdict. I don't think I'm going to worry about it too much. Ah, very smart, very smart. They might be trying to kill me all at once. I think I'm going to play out Marsh Flats here. And then I can Teferi bounce the Dragon's Rage Channeler. That seems pretty good. I don't know if they're going to let this Teferi live. Oh, I should have forced a negation that. I really should have forced a negation that. Probably pitching my Lorien Revealed. I'm not used to having counterspells in my hand, I understand this. It's not a common thing for me. They're booping my Teferi, that's fine. No more instant speed Supreme Verdict for me. I think I'm just going to grab Hallowed Fountain. Okay, I could potentially Days Undoing them here. At least next turn. I don't think that's very good, though. I think I'm going to actually Narset. I'm going to try and dig for a Prismatic Ending for this Quarry Steelcutter. I know they're probably going to kill it. Oh, that's a Wrath of the Skies. That's so much better. We just take Wrath of the Skies, right? Yeah, we just take Wrath of the Skies. That is way better. And then I cycle this Lorien Revealed, and the next turn I Wrath for 2 and back it up with a counterspell. Or I could Mistrise Village and make it uncounterable that way. All right, my opponent needs to deal 17 to me right now. Otherwise, I'm going to give them some major trouble. Can they do it? Seems like they're thinking. That's the Lava Dart. That might actually do it. I'm thinking here. Do I want to Force of Negation this? 3, 6, 9, 11, 12? Yeah, just recasting this would just be lethal. I think I'm going to force this. I'm going to pitch the Days Undoing. Specifically, this will exile the Lava Dart so they can't recast it. Oh, and we are swinging in. So I'm going to fall at best. At worst, I'm going to fall to 5. But if they try and kill this Narset along the way, then I'm going to be at 8. Okay, here we go. Oh, I didn't cycle the Lorien Revealed, but I ripped the planes anyway. Okay, so next spell I cast this turn can't be countered. And I'm going to Wrath for 2. Wrathing for 2. That should wipe their entire board. Okay, and that did. Yeah, that not cycling for Lorien Revealed could have actually killed me if I hadn't drawn the basic planes there. Like, I still would have been able to cast the Wrath, but if they had a counter spell, then that would have sucked. Second Slickshot Show Off. And Bolt me, I'm going to fall to 2. I think I'm going to keep the Lorien Revealed in hand as a reload. Yeah, because now I can Supreme Verdict, and then I can counter whatever is on top of their deck. They have a card in Exile. It's the Lava Dart. Okay. I have to check Exile, because sometimes you just have, like, warped cards and plotted cards and all sorts of cards. Yeah, no, I don't want you having that. It's a really good rip, though. Narset Parter of Veils. I think I actually will fire that off now. I'm going to try and dig for a counterspell of some sort. Yeah, I'll just take counterspell here. Mishra's Bauble, that's not my fight. Edge Maze, huh? Okay, let's Narset again. I'm going to take the Force of Negation. Just stack my hand with all these counterspells. I don't think I want the land right now. Okay, let's go ahead and cast Consult the Star Charts. I'm going to cast this with Kicker, and I'm actually going to leave up double blue in case they have a Lightning Bolt. Nice. Okay, they gave it up. Well, that went much better than the first round, let me tell you. That was really nice. At least my opponent had the decency to concede. That's not something that I have seen a lot of with Lantern. Okay, so Celestial Purge seems good. Is it actually good, though? I'm not sure. Days Undoing, I think I want to cut again. Force of Negations actually seem relatively decent, especially against Quarry Steelcutter. So I might just keep those in. Scepter Chant seems particularly strong in this matchup. They have things that can be countered with Spell Snare. Prismatic Ending's good. Wrath of the Skies is good. Geez, how much do I actually want to board in then? Do I just board in a Spell Snare? No, because they could have Moons. They could have Moons. High Noon is really interesting. High Noon is really interesting. Because that means that if they plot a card and then they cast it on their next turn, then they can't cast another spell. I'm going to try it. I'm just going to side in High Noon. And do I side in anything else? I don't think so. At least not right now. I'm going to submit the deck again, and I'm going to see what happens. I could see arguments for Celestial Purge, especially. I could see an argument for the third Spell Snare. But right now, I kind of just want to do High Noon Gaming and see what happens. My cat is being silly again. as all cats are. 5 lands, a spell snare, and an Orm's Chant. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this. Okay, they are Thundering Fallsing here. Can I draw a non-land? No, I cannot. I can draw a Scalding Tarn, though, which is better than the Flooded Strand for the application that I'm looking to use it for. Yeah, no, you can't have that. Just gonna grab Basic Island. I'm gonna boop that. Boop. Nice, clean trade with Quarry Steelcutter. We love that. I'm gonna put down a Flooded Strand. I drew a counter spell. It's possible that I might need to cast it this turn. And if I don't need to cast it, then I can just Hedge Maze. Yeah, I need to cast it. I think I might actually grab my... No, I don't need Steam Vents. They don't really have that much stuff that's mana value 3 or greater. Although Steam Vents would make it so that my later spell, my later Mistrized Village comes into play untapped. Although I'm not sure how much that's relevant. I'm just going to grab a Hallowed Fountain. I'm going to counter this. Okay, and they're doing something else here. That's a Darcy and a Mishra's Bauble. So they would have been able to Mishra's Bauble that first Quarry Steelcutter that turn. That would have been pretty disastrous. That's a Supreme Verdict, huh? I think I'm just going to play a Meticulous Archive here. Force of Negation, I think I actually want that. Like, if they don't put significant pressure on board here, then Force of Negation is going to help out quite a bit. Quantum Riddler, huh? Yeah, you got Quantum Riddler. You're going to draw 2 cards now? Shocking in a Steam Vents is not really fun here, I think. That is another Quantum Riddler. That's terrifying. Really wishing I could instant speed Supreme Verdict right now. Really want to. All of a sudden, this Force of Negation on top of my deck is looking kind of silly. All right, they're going to draw up to 5 cards here. Their hand was so empty at the beginning of the turn, and now it's so not empty. Yeah, I don't want the second Force of Negation. That can go. And their hand is full. Could you imagine that? Slickshot Show Off with haste. Preordain is down. I don't know. This isn't looking particularly good. Oh, my cat. Come on, cat. He's chasing something outside. I think I'm just going to take this. High Noon, huh? That's interesting. That's really interesting. What that means is that I can play my basic planes. I can drop High Noon. How interesting. They're spell piercing my High Noon. Do I want to... You know what? I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to do it. I'm going to pay for it. And that's their 1 spell. They found their 5th land for Riddler. I'm going to fall to 3, which is not a particularly fun life total to be at. I think I'm going to Supreme Verdict. And I will keep up Orm's Chant. All right, that's going to bring me to 1. That's not fun for me. Well, next turn, it'll bring me to 1 if they choose to cast it. I think I'm going to... Do I Orm's Chant them here? I think I'm going to Orm's Chant them. No, I'm not going to Orm's Chant them. I'm going to hope that they drop their Quantum Riddler. That is a Monastery Swiss Sphere. That actually will kill me. Yeah, I think I'm going to Orm's Chant and Fog. A Wrath of the Skies for 1, huh? Okay, I'll try it. And I don't think I'm going to bank any extra stuff because I want to keep this Force of Negation up. Wow, yeah, all right. High Noon Gaming. Maybe High Noon isn't very good then, because it means that I can't counter their Lightning Bolt that they have in hand. Or maybe I should have just played around that, although I'm not really sure how I would have done that. Oh well, I think they just had inevitability there. Okay, knowing this, do I want to take out High Noon? Might take out High Noon and replace it with what? Celestial Purges seem pretty good, except they don't hit Quantum Riddler. Although this would free up my removal to be used on Quantum Riddler. And what do I want to take out? Do I take out Subtlety? I don't think I'm going to take out Subtlety. This is a creature matchup. I could take out Lorien Revealed. Yeah, I'm going to take out Lorien Revealed. I don't know if I'm going to have time to cast that. Lands and spells, please. That's all I ask for. Oh, this is technically lands and spells, isn't it? Okay. Not an exciting keep. Just let on a Scalding Tarn and pass the turn. My opponent is shocking in a Steam Vents and playing out Swiss Sphere. Really hoping I find a land off of this Meticulous Archive that I'm about to fetch. That is unfortunately a land. Steam Vents. I think I just need to shock that in. That's a Quarry Steelcutter. I am not ready for that. I have a Subtlety now. So I think I will actually Teferi. I'm gonna bounce the Monastery Swiss Sphere. Draw a card here. That's an Arid Mesa. That's a pretty good pickup. Now I just need to hope to not get blitzed out or something here. I have a Prismatic Ending for another Quarry Steelcutter if that's what they drop. Although if they were going to drop Quarry Steelcutter, then they wouldn't have played Swiss D here. Then what have they? All right. Well, tripping over my words. It happens. Spinning a Slickshot Show Off. Okay, I drew a counter spell. I could just hold open Subtlety and pass turn here. I could Prismatic Ending the Dragon's Rage Channeler and hold open Counterspell. I could drop Narset. I don't think that's a very good thing to do on this board. I have a Consult the Star Charts. I think I'm just going to pass. My opponent didn't crack their Mishra's Bauble. All right, I'm going to go ahead and Subtlety this Monastery Swiftspear. This might be bait. I think I'm okay with that. They put Swifty on the bottom. And here comes the Quantum Riddler. If they just attack with Darcy, I am most certainly just going to eat that. But they didn't. They have a Lava Dart in their graveyard. I could eat the Swiftspear. I'm going to be taking 3 regardless. And I'm going to be losing Subtlety regardless if I block. So the question is, do I want them to have Swiftspear or do I want them to have Darcy? I think I'd rather them have Swiftspear. I'm going to block like this. They're going to go up to 4 cards here and then up to 5 in a second. I don't think I want to Wrath of the Skies this board. I think I can just boop the Swiftspear like this and then hold open Counterspell. I could also fire off Consult the Star Charts if I want to. Or a Steel Cutter. I'm going to counter that. And just a Preordain. Okay, that's fine. Double top on the Preordain. That's not good. Got another Dragon's Rage Channeler. Okay. Well, that's not fun for me. I think I'm going to drop Narset now. And I'm going to leave up blue and white, but not both, because I can't do that. I can't leave up blue, blue, and white, white. So I think I'm going to leave up... Although, do I need... Here. Oh, I need 2 blue to cast this, so I need to do it like this. So that means that I can't hold up Counterspell if I find it. I can just take Prismatic Ending here, and I think I will. That's an Expressive Iteration. That's a pretty good card. Fortunately, they didn't find the land to cast that Quantum Riddler. That's what I would have been really afraid of. If they attack Narset here, I'm just gonna let them do it. Not that I can do anything else. They're really thinking about this. They could just outright kill Narset if they want to. They're not going for it. They're going aggro instead. Okay, 6, 4. The Lava Dart in their graveyard could put me to 2 if they use it right now. That's a pretty low life total. And now I need a lot of help. They're down a land. Oh boy, do I take Force of Negation? Or do I take Prismatic Ending? Do I just kind of have to hope that they don't have another Lightning Bolt? Consult the Star Charts could help find a counterspell if I really need it to. I think I'm just going to take Prismatic Ending here. And I'm literally just going to Prismatic Ending the Swiftspear, and I'm going to be done with it. All right, and I'm holding open Consult the Star Charts now. Just need them to not have that. All right, yeah. Past this. Well, they had the bolt anyway, so there wasn't anything I could do about that, I think. Okay, well played, opponent. Well played. I'm not certain if I made any mistakes that cost me this match. I'm sure I did. I'm just not familiar enough with this deck to know if that's the case or not. In any case, I'm having a pretty good time. I think I'm going to go ahead and move on to round 3.
Has your loss to Lantern Control left you bitter and despondent? Try working through the 5 stages of grief by joining the Fateseal MTG Patreon. Languish in denial with my $2 tier and get access to my Discord community and your name in my video credits. You'll gain more perks as your grief matures, like tournament live streams, lessons on Lantern Control, and office hours with me. Once you reach acceptance, every month you'll get a private session with me and can even feature your own deck here on Fateseal MTG.
We are on the play in round 3 versus TresDosDos. And I don't know if I can keep this. 5 lands is a lot of lands. And only a Spell Snare to tide me over? Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan. 5 lands is still a lot of lands, but at least it's got a little bit of selection in it. I'm gonna bottom the Mistrise Village, and I'll play Scalding Tarn and pass. Looks like my opponent has a turn 1 Ragavan Nimble Pilfer. I don't have a removal spell for that. I think I might actually get the Hedge Mace here. Am I gonna do that? Yeah, I'll do that. Do I want this Orum's Chant? No, I kind of want actual removal. I think I'm not gonna keep that. Ha! Of course. Of course. So I could just cast this Isochron Scepter and put Consult underneath of it. My opponent could have Static Prison, though. I think that would be a very silly play for me to make. A Blood Moon. You don't say. I'm going to grab basic Plains here, and I'm going to cast Consult the Star Charts. A Game 1 Blood Moon. Let's take Narset. Okay, now I am kind of regretting not keeping that Orum's Chant. What can I do here? I can put Counterspell on Izzet Scepter. I don't think that's very good. Jeez, game 1 Blood Moon is really rough, especially when cast on turn 2 like that. They're gonna just continue to smack me with this Ragavan until I give up. And they took one of my basic islands with their first Ragavan hit. That's an Ocelot Pride. And that's a Flage. Yeah, it's just Boros energy with mainboard Blood Moons. Force of Negation right on time. Okay. Well, I think I have to tuck Counterspell underneath the Scepter now. I'm kind of baited into that. I don't know if it's correct or not. Doesn't really matter at this point anyway, does it? And they hit Orum's Chant. Would have loved to put that Orum's Chant underneath Izzet Scepter, but I just didn't do that. All right, another Ocelot Pride. Maybe I should have held this Scepter in case I drew the Orum's Chant, huh? That would have been pretty good. Oh, I've been clicking through these. I keep forgetting that I have counterspells. I keep forgetting I have counterspells. Okay, I think this is game. I think this is game. I think that's game. So what do I want to bring in against Boros energy? I think the Celestial Purges are a must. And I think actually that Izzet Scepter might be really good too. So I think I'm going to bring that in as well. Spell Snare. What do they have that's 2 mana that I really care about? They would have Ajani. They would have Goblin Bombardment. I think that's good enough. I think I'll keep those. Narset. Is that any particularly good in this matchup? I don't know. Days Undoing is really not good. Force of Negation might not be necessary either. So I think I will side like this. Do I want the other Spell Snare? I don't know. I could bring in the Spell Snare over Lorien Revealed, but Lorien Revealed will get me a basic island if I need it. I think I'm just going to run it like this. Watch my opponents side out their Blood Moons. Just watch them do it. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. It's got all the cards I like. I think I'm just gonna lead on Meticulous Archive. Come on, let's get a quick Scepter Chant lock. Let's do it. Ooh, Teferi. That would be very good in a Scepter Chant lock. I think I actually might keep that. Okay, so they played an Ocelot Pride and passed. I'm just going to drop this Flooded Strand. There's a very good chance that I'm going to Solitude this Ocelot Pride on their second main phase. So I think I'm going to set a stop there. I'm going to take the hit, and I'll see what they do on their second main. That's an Ajani Nikado Pariah. Let's go ahead and fetch with Flooded Strand. I'm going to grab my other Meticulous Archive, I think. Yeah, I'm going to grab my other Meticulous Archive. Basic Plains. Like to see that. Now, do I want to do anything about this? I could Solitude the Ocelot Pride and then Teferi bounce the Ajani token. I think I'll do that. I'm going to draw Basic Plains here, and I will bounce the token. Just basic Counterspell. Okay. They're going to go ahead and kill the Teferi here. Just pass turn. Just pass turn. That's all you need to do. Don't grab Basic Plains. Don't Blood Moon me. They Blood Mooned me. Okay. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well, that is annoying. I could have grabbed a basic island or a basic plains or something. I just chose not to. And I think I'm just going to get cheesed out by this Blood Moon now. Yeah, you got it. Their own Wrath of the Skies, huh? Okay, top deck basic plains right now. Nope. Jeez. I do still have the Celestial Purge as an out to this, but that window is very quickly going away. Maybe I should not have played the Teferi. Maybe I should have held that. Oh, that's Goblin Bombardment. I'm just dead to that, right? Not quite. They don't have another cat. Basic plains. Basic island. Basic island. If I still had that Teferi, then I would have been okay. 1, 3, 5, 6. I'm losing to my own incompetence here. Is there a single dang thing that I can do? I don't think so. I can cycle this Orum's Chant. I can't even kick it. And then if I draw Basic Plains as an out, I can Wrath of the Skies and fall to 2, 4, 7. Oh, they just have lethal right now. No, they don't have lethal because this is a 1-2, not a 2-2. So 3, 6, 11. I'd fall to 1. Okay, playing to your outs. Really needed to hold open that counter spell for Blood Moon, I think. I think that actually was just an incorrect play that I made. Basic Plains right now, bail me out. That is a supreme verdict that I cannot cast and would fall to 1 anyway, even if I did. All right, so I think that was me being too aggressive from my Teferi. I think it was just that simple. If I had held open Counterspell in respect to their Blood Moon, then just a Johnny hitting me for 1 really would not have been that big of a deal. I think I got aggressive, and I think that I paid for the price for it. I need to remember to be patient when playing with this deck. All right, on to round 4. So we're on the draw this time, which means that we're going to double lose this match. Versus Tentative Panda. They're really taking their time trying to think about whether they want to be on the play or not. Are they on 8-rec? Wow, they're really taking their time. Okay, they finally decided that they wanted to be on the play. I think this is the best hand we've seen all league. I'm going to keep this. They played an Orderly Plaza. That means that they are on Belcher. Okay, so if they're on Belcher, then that means I'm going to want a basic Plains probably, and I definitely don't want that Solitude. And this Teferi Time Raveler is going to be really, really big if it can come down. Go ahead and play Flooded Strand here. Oh, and they're just playing a bunch of tapped lands. I mean, that's fine. They do have a counterspell open right now, Dwari Disruption, I think. Supreme Verdict can go, I don't need that. Do I want to play into Dwari Disruption? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to hold everything open. And now I've got Counterspell and Force available. That's just a Philagi Archaeologist. I don't think that's my fight. They chose Lotus Bloom, and they're playing it out. Shocking in Seagate, huh? Yeah, they got Dwari Disruption open. It's counter unless it pays 1, right? Yeah, it's a 4 spike. Okay. All right. Teferi, come on down. They're Flare of Denialing that, huh? All right. That is just a hardcast Goblin Charbelcher. I'm going to say no to that. Subtlety, huh? I'm just going to hold everything open. I don't need to do anything right now. Next turn, they're going to drop their Lotus Bloom. I'm going to actually fire this off right now. I think it's time to put a clock down. They think so too. Wrath of the Skies. Really wishing that this Gaia Reach Sanitarium was just like a basic island or something. And they've still got nothing. I think I'm just going to do nothing too. Consult the Star Charts was pretty good. I think I'm just going to wait. Very interesting that they didn't just fire off a Whir of Invention on their end step there. I figured they would have done something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and counterspell that. See if that resolves. Looks like it's not going to. Do an emergency consult the Star Charts. And that is not good enough. I'm gonna take Narset. Okay, so they are gonna flip their whole deck here. Let's see if they have anything nice. Into the Flood Maw main board. They've got Tameshi, of course. Stern Scolding is in the main. They're gonna be taking that out. I'm not seeing any Harbinger of the Seas. Yeah, I'm not seeing any Harbinger of the Seas. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the post-sideboard games here. I think Orm's Chant might actually be bad. I think Orm's Chant and Scepter are bad. Scepter might not be bad. Scepter might not be bad. Put a counterspell on it. But I definitely want the Consigned Memories. And I think I want the Mystical Disputes. I am going to take out... I'm going to take out... I think Supreme Verdicts. And I'm going to leave Days Undoing in. I might take out a Spell Snare, actually. No, I'm going to leave Spell Snare in. Although it only really hits their little dopes. Yeah, I'll take out a Spell Snare. All right, yeah, we just go really heavy on the counters in this matchup, I suppose. They're still taking their sweet time with sideboarding here. Really taking their sweet time. I'm not sure what they're waffling about, honestly. I guess we'll never know. If only this Monumental Henge was just like a basic Plains. I'm gonna keep this against my better judge. No, I can't cast Counterspell. I can only cast Mystical Dispute. I'm gonna mulligan. I'm gonna try and find something that has more lands in it. Yeah, see, this just has Mystical Dispute in it, but it also has other stuff. I'm gonna keep this and I'm going to bottom the Subtlety. My opponent continuing to burn time. I don't think it really matters, but they are doing it. They're burning a lot of time, though. So what do we do in situations like this? Just kind of wait for our opponent's timeout? Not very heroic of them, I suppose. Ah, here we go. Oh, they're waiting for me to respond now. Oh, I understand. Looks like we both kept 6. I think I kind of want the land, actually. I'm not going to Mystical Dispute that. I think I'm actually just going to Prismatic Ending it. Grab a Meticulous Archive here. Wrath of the Skies, I don't think I want that. I could Teferi bounce this. I don't think I will. That taps me out of Mystical Dispute. Although they're not going to be killing me this turn anyway. And this Teferi bounce would allow me to make it so that they can't counter my stuff. Ah, There we go. We got a Whir of Invention for our trouble. Thundertrap Trainer has come down. They just straight up got a Charbelcher here. So now I can play out this Plains. I can Prismatic Ending the Tamiyo. And I can still hold open Mystical Dispute for that Charbelcher. Looks like they're just swinging in for one here. They didn't shock it in. I think I'm going to grab a land with this Arid Mesa, and I'm just going to start attacking with the Solitude. No way, they just have Whir for 0. So they've got the double whammy here. Oh, man. All right, I have to dispute this. But now they just get to drop Charbelcher. Oh, they're not dropping Charbelcher. Kind of forgot that I have that ability. I guess from their perspective, I could still have like counter spells in hand or something. Gonna go ahead and fetch that third. Oh, I can't. Not with this land. All right, sure. Steam Vents it is. Little do they know that my hand has stone cold nothing in it. Here they go, cracking that clue. And now they just have to drop it, right? No, they're still not dropping it. I think I'm just gonna Solitude right now. Okay, here we go. Charbelcher is officially down. I don't think there's a damn thing I can do about this. Yeah, counterspell, right on time. Okay. Yep, that was pretty difficult. Maybe playing out that Teferi was a bad idea. That might have been where things went wrong, but I'm not sure. This feels like it's a relatively difficult matchup. The deck is really well tuned for creatures, and Blue Belcher has lots of counter spells and ways to win the game that are at instant speed and notably not creatures. I don't know. I'd have to play with it a little more to find out. On to round 5. I'm on the play in round 5 versus Titan 08. Gonna reveal my companion again. Oh man, this hand has Solitude, it's got Orim's Chain, it's got Prismatic Ending, but no counter spells. At least it's got stable mana. I'm gonna keep it. Ah, yes. Leyline of the Guild Pact. Alright. That's gonna cause me some trouble, I think. And I already feel like I'm behind. This Ragavan's going to come down. I think I just want a Meticulous Archive here. No. I'm going to start building towards Prismatic Ending on Leyline, I think. Teferi is pretty damn good. Okay, so I'm going to Prismatic Ending. Oh, I can't because I didn't get a white land here, huh? All right. Go ahead and take out that Ragavan. Territorial Kavu, huh? Now the question is, do I want to take out... Oh, that's a second Teferi. All right, yeah, I'll take a hit from the Kavu in order to take out the Leyline of the Guild Pact here, I think. With the Leyline gone, it's not even going to be a terribly big hit. Yeah, it's only for 2. And that's if they choose to swing at me at all, which they're not. Interesting, they didn't play another land? Does that mean they just don't have one? Oh my god, they don't have another land. Okay, well, that sucks for them. Because I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to bounce that Kavu. I'm going to draw into whatever I had on top of my deck. There it is. It's a land. And yeah, Maze, please do share your list. You can send it to me in Discord if you like. They're bolting the Teferi. The Teferi has already done its job. All right, well, my opponent stumbled, and I didn't. So I think it's time to just 2-for-1 them with the Solitude, yeah? They're going to get a Temple Garden here. I'd imagine they'd have to get a Temple Garden. Nope, they got an Indatha Triumph. Are they trying to hardcast a Scion of Draco? Yep, there it is. Okay, well, that's just a naked Scion of Draco. I don't really care about that much because I can just Solitude it. Go ahead and grab Island. Yeah, that's gone. And now we just start doing control things. They've got a Flage. I think I'm just going to let this go. I could Solitude it. That would mean that it's not a problem in the future either. I don't think that I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to let them invest more resources into it. Really looking for some card advantage. Ah, there we are. Hello, card advantage. It's nice to see you. I don't think I want Wrath of the Skies. I think I'm going to take Consult the Star Charts instead. That's another Flage. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. Well, that's a Days Undoing. That would have been pretty good in this stage of the game, I think. Maybe not that good. Just hold everything open. I can counterspell something and kick Consult this turn. Or they can just do nothing. They have 5 cards in hand. What are they doing? Doorkeeper Thrall. Artifacts and creatures entering don't cause abilities to trigger. Okay, I guess. Is that for their Flages? I'm gonna take a Subtlety, and I'll take a Counterspell, actually. Take 2 of them. Oh, they don't have the second white for Escaping Flage here. But that could change at any second. I don't think this Doorkeeper Thrall is my fight. I think I've got plenty of time to solve this problem. This guy, though... Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and Solitude this. Oh, I guess that doesn't work, does it? All right. Although I guess that meant Subtlety wouldn't have worked either. Oof, maybe I did make a mistake by letting that Doorkeeper throw go through, didn't I? A hasty Scion of Draco. Nah, I think I'm okay with you not having that. And Territorial Kavu number 2. Yeah, let's go ahead and say no to that too. And I think I'm gonna double block this. Doorkeeper Throw doing its job. All right, Monumental Henge is down. I think it might be time to put Kahira to hand. They are slowly clawing their way out of this. Do I Orms Chant them now? No, I don't think I'm going to. They're going to swing in for 1 here. And then I feel like they just have to cast Flage. They chose not to. Well, I'm going to whip on this Monumental Henge. Don't really know why that's in the deck. I think I'm going to just Naked Days Undoing here. Go ahead and play out Kahira like normal. And then Days Undoing. That'll get rid of the Flages. I'm going to force that. Leyline Binding, huh? Okay, sure. Guess if they're going to be losing their hand anyway. All right, restart. The Naked Days Undoing. This is really exciting. Let's see what happens. I think they're casting their Leyline of the Guild Pact right now. Yep, there they go. And their Scion of Draco. Okay, now what can we do? I'm going to play out this Arid Mesa. And I think I'm going to fetch for white. Yeah, just basic plains is fine. And now we need to pick apart this board state. I'm going to lead on to Fairy. Let's bounce that Leyline of the Guild Pact. Orm's Chant is very interesting. I don't know if I'm willing to drop that without a counterspell to back it up. Oh, I just have Teferi. Right. No, I can just do this now. Okay, so that means that I literally can just go boop, boop. Oh, right. It doesn't trigger off of the Doorkeeper Thrall. I needed to exile that first. Ooh, that's embarrassing. Okay, well, that was an embarrassing mistake. I had the Prismatic Ending in hand, too. I think they're just going to recast their Leyline. Honestly, if they do that, there's a decent chance I just exile Scion of Draco here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Pretty big misplay on my part, I think. Is this going to be a hasty Scion of Draco? Yeah, that's a hasty Scion of Draco. You got it. I could have attempted to consult for a counterspell, but I think I just want the card advantage more. All right, let's go ahead and run this. Consult. Find me a way out of this, please. I could take Otawara and counterspell here. I think I will. Supreme Verdict, huh? Supreme Verdict. How much mana do I have? I have 4, 8, 11. That means that I could actually counterspell something, Otawara, the Leyline, and Solitude this turn. I don't think I need to Supreme Verdict right now. Notably, one of the things that this does not grant is Indestructible. Okay, Monumental Henge, do something for me, please. The Fairy Time Raveler, that's fantastic. All right, go ahead and drop that. I think they're attempting to counter this. Oh, they're just going to put in a Doorkeeper Thrall? Okay. Double Doorkeeper Thrall. Yeah, you got it. Let's bounce the Isochron Scepter. Try and fix my mistake here. That's fine. Okay, and now I'm just going to Supreme Verdict. And I think I'm actually going to wait to drop Scepter until next turn when I can back it with this counterspell. Oh, I guess they couldn't have Leyline Binding in response anyway because the Fairy was down. All right, yeah, that was probably a mistake on my end. Flage is coming down. That's going to kill my Teferi. Although, notably, I do get another activation of Monumental Henge here. Yeah, no, I don't want you having that. Okay, Meticulous Archive. I'm going to try and find something good here. I don't need a land that can't find anything in my deck. Okay, Wrath of the Sky. I could just Wrath for everything I have. How good is that? Not really that good, I think. I think I'm going to lead on a Lorien Revealed. Blue, 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 white, white. Okay, that could have gone better. That actually could have gone better. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it too much. I can still... Oh, I can't Otawara and Solitude in the same turn cycle. That's another Flage. Yeah, that's fine. And they're choosing to do nothing here. All right, this Monumental Henge. Come on, save my bacon, please. Really looking for that Teferi. Didn't find it. All right, I think it's time for Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Oh, they're just bolting me. Okay. But do they just have 2 more bolts in hand? Don't know. My life total is getting pretty low, though. I feel like if I had Scepter locked them on any of the previous opportunities I had to do this, then it would have been much easier for me. For real? All right, let's go ahead and activate this. I'm gonna discard one of my fetch lands that can't find anything, and I will subtlety this. Digging for Teferi again. Let's see if we find it. Running really low on life here. Running really low on life. I'm going to do this on my main phase. Wow, and all of my planeswalkers are here now, huh? All right, Teferi here. Let's see if I can luck sack into something. I'm going to return subtlety to hand, actually. Okay, and I found Force of Negation. Now I just needed to find another Ormschant. Do I have any more? Discard a land. I don't need that anymore. Oh, discard another land. All right. Yeah, I have plenty of Ormschants. They're somewhere in there. Kahira is underneath the Leyline Binding. So I could bounce that if I wanted to, but then they could use the Leyline Binding on my Teferi, and I really just kind of want to lock them all the way out of the game. Oh boy, now the question is, do I actually respect this Leyline Binding? I don't think so, because I have Otawara in hand. Just gonna do nothing here. Oh, I could have flashed in Solitude. I think that's fine. Let me see if I have enough mana to do everything that I want to do. So I could 4 bounce Leyline Binding. 1, 2, 3 Narset. Find Ormschant 1, 2, and then start casting Ormschant. That is enough for me to do all of that with a little bit of backup as well. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. The Leyline Binding with Teferi underneath of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want to bounce anything with this? I think it's pretty free to bounce the Leyline of the Guild Pact. There's Ormschant. Okay, let's not dawdle. Let's just do this right now. And this is a hard lock. I've never actually done this before. Looks like it takes a little bit of time to do. Oh, target player. All right, and I need to kick it. All right, now let's win the game. My cat found a squirrel. It's going crazy. Okay, attack in. Just gonna cast this subtlety now. All right, let's do this. Still learning all the clicks for this. Once I get all the clicks down, it'll be easier. I think they're just trying to drag out the game here. Okay, cast. I figured it out. And they aren't correctly making me play this out here. I think I want to see if I can add to the board a little bit. Discard that. And nah, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to swing in. And this goes relatively quickly once you get the lock in place. Just a matter of knowing when to click. Okay, this is the last one. And now I've got 5 minutes to my opponent's 9. I don't think I'm going to win this. I fumbled the bag on that Isochron Scepter and Ormschant lock twice. And I got it down finally on the 3rd attempt, but it cost me a lot of clock. Oh, man. Well, finally got a game win. Okay, so I think Celestial Purges come in because those deal with all sorts of things. Mystical Disputes, do those come in? I don't think so. What do I take out? I think I'm going to take out Days Undoing. I don't think I'm going to take out Prismatic Endings, though. Spell Snare will hit Doorkeeper Thrall. It will hit... maybe I just want 1 Celestial Purge. All right, I'm going to board like this. And now we need to win a game quickly. I don't know if that's going to work or not. This hand has Scepter in it. That's pretty good. I'll keep it. I can Spell Snare a turn 2 play. Let's do this one. They're not fetching immediately. I don't think I'm going to fetch immediately either, out of respect for Doorkeeper Thrall. I don't think I want another land right now. Oh, they're shocking it in. Yeah, let's go ahead and just boop that right now. Now, whatever they got, they get. That's the Territorial Kavu. Okay. I think I just need to Narset here. I will take a... I think I'm going to take Consult the Star Charts. And they're just swinging for 2. They're swinging at Narset. That's probably correct. I don't know, though. That's a Doorkeeper Thrall. I need to get rid of that. Do I get rid of that right now, though? Yeah, I'll get rid of it right now. My opponent is stumbling. Hopefully they just won't have a play this turn. And of course they have a play. Hopefully this just kills Narset. Okay, that's great. All right, notably, if I find Ormschant here, then that's just game, I think. So I think I'm going to just hold open Star Charts. And they're spending all of their mana dashing with Ragavan. I think I will do this now, actually. I found Teferi and Solitude. I actually might Solitude here. Yeah, I'm going to Solitude here. I don't want them getting mana. Okay, Teferi, drop that. I will minus on nothing. Get my card immediately. And there's Orum's Chant. I think I'm just gonna tap that though. Okay, I think I might be able to do this now. That was a really fast lock. Just gonna focus. Gonna focus. Okay. I don't need to kick it. They don't have any creatures. All right, and I think we actually will win this. Just gonna cast this from hand. It's faster. Oh, wow, that was crazy. Oh, if there's one thing I'm really good at, it's executing clicks under pressure. Am I right? Okay, I will go ahead and wrap up. So we went 1 and 4 today. I'm not particularly surprised that I went 1 and 4. I don't really know this deck very well, and I don't know. I feel like it was a combination of pilot error in a lot of places, but I also feel like the deck is just not as well constructed as I would like it to be. So first off, this mess with the where is it? The hedge mazes and the steam vents. This is me swapping a couple of things out. Originally, this was Steam Vents was Thundering Falls, and Hedge Maze was the Blue-Green Shockland, the name of it I can't remember. Breeding Pool, that one, yes. And that was presumably so that you could cast Prismatic Ending for higher numbers if you needed to. That's fine and dandy, I guess, but I don't know how necessary it is. Like, Teferi already answers a lot of stuff that I would otherwise be worried about. And honestly, it just kind of felt like the extra colors were getting in the way. Like, this Gyre Reach Sanitarium is a cute land. Yes, this Monumental Henge technically found me a Teferi, but that was only to recover a game that I had already flubbed twice. If I had just played it correctly the first time, then this wouldn't have been a problem. Really, the only thing that I found useful was the Otawara. I think that the Otawara can stay, but quite frankly, I kind of want to just get rid of all of the tech lands and just replace it with rock solid mana. I do not want to be staring down a 2-land hand that has an Arid Mesa and a Gyre Reach Sanitarium in it, you know? Like, I don't want to do that. I understand why it's in the deck. It combos with Narset Carter of Veils, makes it so that your opponent can be hard locked out of the game that way. I just don't think that that's really how I want to be playing this deck. Like, the Scepter Chant lock with Teferi is already a pretty damn hard lock. You just need to watch out for Beseju and Otawara at that point. But, you know, that's only like 2 cards out of the entirety of the modern card pool. Yes, it's seen commonly. I have an Otawara in my own deck here. But, I don't know. I don't know how much I really want Gyre Reach Sanitarium in the deck. Especially since Narset can't find it, you know? I think that the Teferi lock with the Isochron Scepter and Orum's Chant, I think that's decent. I don't really particularly like that Orum's Chant is mostly just a tempo play on its own, but nah, I think it's okay. I really just want rock solid mana. I just want to get rid of all of these dumb tech lands, and I want to just replace them with basics and Field of Ruin. That's basically it. That's all I want to do. So I think I'm going to do that for next time. I'm really glad that I brought in the 3rd Wrath of the Skies. Normally, in the list that I found, it was a 2nd Days Undoing. I don't think that that's correct. I don't think I want to be cheesing opponents out fairly frequently. Like, yeah, I had to cheese it out in the game 2, but I already knew that I wanted to do that anyway. I already knew that my opponent didn't have outs to Teferi plus Scepter plus Orum's Chant. I don't know. I think that the list needs some work. I think I need some practice with it. But I still kind of like this style of gameplay. I like drawing cards. I like having answers. And maybe next time I will do slightly better with the list.
This program is made possible by your view, like, and comment, the support of my wife and son, and by contributions to the Fate Seal MTG Patreon from viewers like you. Thank you.